I'm Wob.
I'm Rob.
And we're back on episode 3 of Sorted. But before we get to that, we just got done filming with Alexander Vargas, who has also a Hawkeye Subaru that he built from his garage himself with about 400 horsepower.
Yeah,
so
give or take.
We filmed an episode of his Behind the Build where we kind of go into my car and go into what, is behind the motor, behind the build, what inspired me to build it. And we get him behind the wheel, and then I also get behind the wheel of his car, and we film some reactions, so it's some good content. But the reason we're here is to watch episode 3, which we've been patiently waiting for.
Yeah, it's been a little delayed on this. I guess Rob wanted to make sure that he got it right, so that worked out well. We were on a live. You were on the live stream with him a couple nights ago, weren't you? Yeah.
It's like,
where an Instagram live.
Where's the episode? Let's go.
Exactly.
Killing me.
So,
right.
Yeah, here's our unfiltered reaction to
Let's
this.
run
We're
it.
excited.
Yeah. They're going to be really putting them through their paces this time, so
yeah.
I'm excited. We're actually going to start doing some real tests.
Yep. All right, let's get it going.
Coming up on Sorted.
Let me know what cars you guys are rooting for.
Yeah.
I'm still rooting for that S2000.
I'm, of course, rooting for the Mustang as a Mustang owner, but...
We saw kind of an S2000 today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you call it? An S2002?
Yeah, so we had a 1970s BMW 2002, and we swapped a S2000 motor in it, so
yeah,
maybe we'll get an S2002 on the channel.
8 cars from the east, 8 from the west,
be fun to do.
and 1 foot down.
Cool little car.
Street ability counts for 30 points.
I couldn't comprehend it until I saw it today.
40 points. Launches them for a time attack worth 50 points, and 10 hard laps on the road course could earn 80 points. Closest to a total of 200 wins bragging rights and a trip to
track
the
time is worth a lot of
But
cheddar.
First, a word from our sponsor.
Seeing all these modified cars might inspire you at home to get started on your next project. Whether you want a parts car, a running car, or a heavily modified car, Auto Tempest is the right place for you.
Always useful.
All the cars, one search.
If this doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will.
Yeah. And let us know in the comments what kind of cars you guys are going to be starting.
Here we are, Palm Beach International Raceway. It is morning and it is raining. It is sunny, raining. We're just doing the whole Florida thing. And we brought in a special guest. It's very important that everybody gets a fair shake with these cars, and we get every ounce of performance that they have. So we have a consistent driver who is Mr. Tanner Foust.
Consistent? Have we met?
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
He's
Wayne's World Records.
The only way to find out how fast these cars are compared to the cars we're used to seeing is by going on Auto Tempest and finding a control car, which we have. The 2019 Corvette ZR1, 755 horsepower and factory downforce. Should be a good comparison.
Those puppies smoke me on the freeway.
Gotta ask Matt what their infatuation is with orange press cars.
Tanner, how do you feel about all this horsepower?
Yeah, it's a very that was an orange ZR1.
Yeah.
Emotionless.
Our press cars is
orange as well.
Very orange. Even more orange than that.
Orange and black. Go Giants.
It's amazing. I've heard some of the distances some of the owners have brought the cars.
Yeah, orange is the new black.
I feel guilty already for what I'm about to do to them. Sorry, owners.
They signed the waiver.
Yeah.
It's okay.
He was super apologetic anytime you thrashed the cars. He felt so bad. All the owners were like, just pin it. Send it.
You don't know you had yet that you're going to feel when you drive something.
You only get one opportunity to have someone like that drive your car,
The ZR1's a fast car.
One shot.
It's a tough benchmark you guys have set.
All right, well, I think we covered just about everything. We're all really excited to see how these cars behind us handle on the track. So, Tanner, I think you take it from here.
Let's do it. See ya. Good luck.
All right, I'm pretty old, and 0 to 60 used to be a standard measure of performance. Well, not anymore.
The problem with 0 to 60 is, of course, it's traction-based, how well your car gets off the line. Certain cars have inherent advantages.
Eric in the back,
Your car has horsepower in the four-figure range. Doing a hard launch could break something very expensive. So we're replicating the highway roll race in a safe racetrack environment.
And how do we figure out the winner? Well, this is measurable.
They took away our advantage, man. The Audi's advantage is the all-wheel drive. My advantage is the all-wheel drive.
And that's why we have
from a dig, 0 to 60, we probably would have been contenders.
See who hits the top speed
if you didn't break
the braking zone.
I'm excited to see this. Let's go to the track.
To the track.
But first, let's take a look at the scores from the last episode. Don't be fooled by the scores, as it's anyone's game since the points awarded increase with the difficulty of the event.
Yeah, dude,
now, let's watch Tanner set the base for the next round. Awesome CR1, 755 horsepower,
but they did drivability stuff.
That's true. It's not a very straight car.
Front engine car
this is where it'll shine.
ever produced.
I'm not gonna get much drivability.
Set our baseline.
My clutch feels great. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, Matt drove a Fox body in his cable clutch. So,
not cable clutch, yeah.
0304 Cobra clutch is still heavier than yours.
Wait, mine's not that heavy, so. Look how smooth that steering is.
Yeah.
Pro. I'm actually not that impressed. That speedo is not climbing that fast.
Film also.
Yeah.
It's really fast. Remember we talked about bringing out a Golf R briefly? Yeah. And here we are with a CR1. I think we've set a very high baseline.
11.1.
Yeah.
I love the Audi
That's
RS3.
pretty quick.
I love the 5-cylinder engine. I love how that connects to Audi's history. I think the RS3...
That's quicker than a lot of cars do a quarter mile.
Yep. The 5-cylinder engine are the most Audis that Audi gets.
I felt like the outside of it looked a little more stock. You wouldn't expect such a large turbo, high horsepower build out of that.
Sleeper.
And then when you actually drive it, you know, it's one of those throws you in the back of the seat. And you're like hanging on, like it's got a big old turbo.
5 cylinders just have that unique sound.
Yeah. Being
I gotta figure out how to get an extra cylinder on the Subaru.
It's capable of handling a lot of power. It's very strong.
The Audi is one of my favorite cars out here. It's not just because I've had an Audi in the past and, you know, because they're a part of the Volkswagen group. It's
a subtle plug there.
Even with all those graphics and everything that says I'm a pretty fast Audi, you have no idea how quick that machine is.
When I saw he was driving a electric Audi or electric VW on track today.
Yeah, on Horse Thief Mile.
Engine horsepower in like a 4-door sedan. Very cool.
Let's see how it does. Such a great sound.
That sounds just as good as an R8.
Yeah. I mean, before I bought the Legacy, the Black Legacy, I was thinking about getting an S60R, and those are 5 cylinders as well.
Really?
And yeah.
Forgot about
they
that.
sound fantastic. Man. But they are impossible
sounds
to
like
find
a fighter
with a manual.
jet.
Yeah.
That is
S60Rs?
plant you in your seat.
With a manual, they're
You'll spin
impossible.
all 4 tires through the first 2 gears. Monster of a car. That's one down. How do I turn this thing off? There we go. Yep.
Hops and bangs.
Somebody forgot to tell the Supra owner what type of event this was. This car is clearly set up for highway roll racing, a la Texas 2K kind of thing.
So the car makes about 1,300 wheel. I'm very used to the car. I'm very familiar with the way it loses control. So I can control the car because of how much time I've spent with it.
I'm going to have sweet dreams about that Supra every night for a very long time. It felt faster than the Viper.
The Supra's a freak show. Okay, it's a freak show. It doesn't make any sense.
Surge.
Like everything that I know about
it's not
acceleration and what you get out of cars and stuff like that, that makes no sense.
But this car is the equivalent of like an axe murderer. It'll kill when it needs to, but anything else, I'm not sure.
You can tell it means business just by looking at the turbo and
sounds like a character, yeah.
Supposed to be.
The bird comment was hilarious.
I own a Supra. I don't really
That's the best line of the whole show so far.
Pull like a freight train.
You know the movies where the stars, when you go into like outer space, suddenly become long streams? I felt like I could see that on either side as I was holding on for dear life.
That's exactly how I felt in Wes's GT350R.
The car seems
time bending around you.
It has interior, it has air conditioning, and it makes a really good sound. So there's that.
It is a 20-year-old car, but it should perform really well.
They're getting old now.
Yeah, getting expensive too.
They've been expensive.
Holy crap!
Just keep burying the needle.
The needle just disappeared on this.
You see that snap steering, Stu?
Holy smokes!
Oh my god!
lower the pressures or something, it pretty much smoked all the way up to 120 miles an hour. Supra is ridiculous.
Oh
and I've watched countless videos of Super pulls on the highway and stuff like that. I never thought that it even hooked up. Like second gear, I kind of pedaled a little second gear, shift to third, and maybe he could have shifted a little quicker. I didn't want to damage the gearbox. But then it felt like it was just slipping the clutch or something. But it was actually moving, so I was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is wheel spin. Rode that out.
Oh, that's the tires.
Slip. And when I thought that it may have had a mechanical issue, I came back around and there were black lines going all the way down the straightaway. And I think it spun up to 120 miles an hour.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it feels like suicide, to be honest with you. Fourth gear, it feels like suicide. The Supra is on its best tire for its best performance metric here, which is 60 to 150.
No sidewall stiffness on that.
We're at a road course. We dropped him down, spinning straight through 120. We're sending him back out, and let's see what happens.
Damn.
Sounds so good. That's better.
The power band is like what, 6 to 10?
Is that normal sound?
Oh
shit!
I've never driven anything with that much power that hooked up like
something went bad.
It's hard to describe how much fun that was. We had some smoke as you were coming down the straightaway.
I'm going to guess power steering fluid. Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't even say that.
That could be a problem.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, that fan shroud's
Smoke
dead.
may have been you chewing up the
like
fan shroud.
Jeez.
Oh no, it's still attached to
Oh,
it.
you're actually burning fan?
No, this is
Does
just
that?
the shroud.
I wonder.
Yeah, the shroud
Does he still have a fan clutch, or is he actually an electric?
Looks
fan?
like clutch fan.
Like this exact
You gotta
thing.
get rid of that
Now I just have a
ASAP.
fan shroud.
That's
so you lower the
starting.
pressures, it hooked up better.
Yeah.
I guess if
Still,
all the things that could have been smoking, it's probably
Yeah,
what
20-year-old cars have
Sounds right.
Is that a Supra?
fan clutches.
Is that a Supra?
Is it sketchy?
Is that a Supra?
Yeah, scary as hell. Yeah. Like it's the most hooked up,
Our buddy Brendan
most powerful car I've ever driven.
blew up
Today?
a clutch fan on his
Forever.
BMW.
Shot it through the.
Shot it through the radiator.
I think he did 2 of those.
Oh, 7.2 160. Okay.
Holy fuck, fuck.
Want to talk about an unfiltered reaction?
Famous quotes by Tim.
Oh, here we go.
We brought Zachary Friedman's twin turbo ACR.
I like how they put these side by
So the
side.
Viper guys are really confident. They're coming in with a 2,400 horsepower car, which is bonkers. And
Wait, that's absurd.
supposedly
2,400?
They're starting.
Yeah, I think
with
it's 2,000
just
at the
a
wheels.
Phenomenal track
Holy
car to
shit.
begin with. So I don't think
Once
they
you
need
start
all the
getting
power
into
with it,
that
but
point,
they
you
are
almost
going
need
to be
like
serious
400.
in
You
that.
almost
It's
lose
amazing
400
how
horsepower
straight
in
the
your.
car goes.
Oh my
like
God.
you don't.
Drive
There's
time.
no drama, nothing. It just
It's
pull
ridiculous.
the lever back and that's it. It's a really well thought out car. So well sorted, if you will. They work really well.
That car does not like being under 30 miles per hour. It wants to be at 200, and it's a very, very fast, insane car. I don't know that I would daily drive that. It definitely got me thinking about building
Insane,
one.
too.
The
Yeah,
Viper's
daily
just,
driving
it's,
the
you know
Viper.
You
those,
also have to
those,
fill up twice on the way to work.
tow
Yeah.
truck tractor challenges
Speed
where they have, like,
goes that
8
way, gas
fire
gauge goes down.
flaming engines stacked on. That's what it feels like the Viper has. It's so meaty, and it just makes so much boost and so much grunt, and there's fire coming out just on your hip from the side pipes.
Obviously, we have the most powerful car here.
I mean, side pipes,
it
Carroll
handles
Shelby
like a
built,
stock
go hand in
ACR.
hand.
I want side pipes on the Subaru.
Yeah.
Can you imagine hearing all those cracks and bangs right next to you?
I've heard it.
I've backfired so hard in my car, I thought I broke something.
Yeah.
Because it like rattled the whole car.
It's an absurd sounding car.
Fast.
I love
Rocket
Vipers.
ship. The thing is, the speedometer, it
174?
doesn't stop climbing. It keeps the same speed climbing and just keeps going. Wow.
Imagine how it would have
Sequential.
been without the
Slows the
wings.
power down pretty well. It makes
No wing?
great grip in the corners. As I
Yeah,
found,
no
just
wing
keep on
definitely
over
would be
that
faster at the
Yeah.
higher speeds, and then also I'm sure he gained a lot of time with that sequential. Those
Oh, yeah.
shifts are like,
Lightning.
yeah, Yeah, 709. It beat the Supra. If the Supra had a sequential, the Supra for sure would have beat the Viper.
Yeah. S2000 or a boring-ass minivan. Autotempest.com is where you're going to save money. Why? Because it saves you time. Autotempest.com
takes
all the major car listing sites and puts them all together into one place.
Like we said earlier, guys.
One search.
Drop a comment and let us know what you're building.
Yeah, let us know what you're trying to look for.
I love the first generation IS300.
And let us know when you're done.
I love the fact that it uses the JZ powertrain. And the fact that Henry,
especially cars like this IS300, man,
such a college kid car.
It is a college kid car, but everybody can appreciate that.
Here like
such a great
garage built, you know,
from Buffalo, and is presumably going to drive it home afterwards.
I mean, I kind of put myself into his position, like punching way above your weight class.
I'm sorry, I just had to do it.
Like all these cars here have so much more horsepower than him. Like, and on the West Coast, all the other cars have so much more horsepower than me.
Buffalo, New York it's not like New York City. It's another like 6 or 7
He drove it down though.
I mean, he drove it down. This thing, I would be so happy if this thing makes it to the end of the competition without anything happening.
If it's sorted enough to make it, it should perform
we didn't drive
well,
the Subaru down.
or it's not modified enough to perform well enough.
Not enough E85 stations.
No.
On the way down to SoCal.
And the comfort of a Cayenne towing it.
I think I would have been deaf by the time we got down to.
Especially with the exhaust you switched on.
World is all about. Guys that have that kind of passion and that kind of commitment.
I really liked the car. I would daily that car, and it is quick and revs to 10. It is everything KDM I loved about it.
And then you remember where to rev it to? It'll go. Let's see. Bring it to the X.
Bring it to the X.
To the X.
That's great. That's great.
So what you're saying is, past the red line, past the 90, past minimum, all the way down there. Down to the X. Yes, that's the one.
So the end of the tachometer.
Yeah. When it starts wrapping back around, you've gone too far.
When it goes all the way around. It's almost all the way around. We're like 20 degrees off from going all the way around.
That's absurd.
No joke to the X.
Where'd you shift it?
Wow. I'd be scared taking the tack that high. But I guess that's what happens when you have a 1J and a 2J.
Super fun, yeah.
Yeah, good to
brakes
hear.
are just going bad, but it's kind of cool. You just got to keep it between 7 and whatever, and it'll just... Yeah, and it's super fun. And it's
7
like cool
and whatever.
Because you rev it to?
X.
X.
Over and over.
I'm glad.
Yeah, no, it's good. Thank you very much.
That's awesome.
Sounds great.
Oh, it's kilometers per hour too. I was like, there's no way.
Oh, that's why.
That's too bad.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, I was like,
damn, 180. Holy shit.
So this is my 911, Miami Blue 911. It's a 991.2, 17 plus.
The interesting thing about the 911 is how much higher of a performance platform we are starting at than the other cars.
Incredible car.
It's almost on the fence of like, is this car eligible to compete?
It's
For real.
so tough.
Maybe in 50 years I'll be able to afford it.
Car versus, a car that's not.
I've spent time in a lot of these cars, and they're just ridiculously fast.
I love that color so much. Traction control off.
50, 60, 70, 80, 90. It's like, oh my god, the digital readout is jumping more than 10 miles per hour each readout.
That's fast.
It was a tame fast though. Like the Supra looked faster and the Viper looked faster. It's cool, like the yellow sequence.
As you know from Porsches, they're just a very refined fast. Jesus.
The shifts are so fast.
Ridiculous. 166? What did the Viper hit though? 174?
2 million.
The 911 Turbo
2 million.
probably
Ludicrous
posted some
speed.
strong numbers, and you could go pick up the groceries every day with that thing. It's unbelievable how easy that car makes.
Not a lot of
all this
groceries.
stuff.
Small grocery, right?
Farmers market.
695.
Oh, what? It
I don't know about you, but
what the Viper beat the 2,000 horsepower
easier to buy a car than it is to build a garage. Well, that's
and the
where
Super was 7.3.
They've got your car
traction
in any situation.
I would have
definitely traction.
I would have guessed Viper, Supra, Porsche, and it was Porsche, Viper, Supra.
Wow. Original value.
I don't know. I knew the Supra was probably going to be closer to the bottom just because of that tire spin.
Bad deal. So check them out.
It's hard to hook.
Description.
He did do better on the second ride.
Maybe if they had the owner do it, because he knows how to drive it.
Are great little.
I'm sure you got to pedal it a little bit. It didn't. Like Tanner was trying to pedal it. You can tell.
Yeah. Kind of disagree. Sort of hates his own car. It seems.
Oh, that's too bad.
Money building it.
I like a true BMW owner.
Yeah.
So I bought
Love
it.
hate.
I ruined it, and then have spent the last maybe 6 years trying to get it back sorted. That's kind of what brings me to today.
You really hate your
spends a lot of time
BMW.
at the racetrack. The input.
Just drift it.
Just drift it.
That's all the abuse the car needs.
Tire setup that someone who goes to
Heck, there was an E36 that
everything that
kissed the wall when we were out there.
That was great.
Sonoma Drift a couple weeks ago.
I did.
Every time we would watch him do a run, he's like 2 feet closer to the wall, 2 feet closer, 2 feet closer until he just dialed it in and just clipped it. It was great.
4 or 5 times.
It does still have
I
air
love that.
conditioning, which is
Beautiful
nice.
carbon
And
fiber.
he's shaped like me, so even though he's got racing seats, I'm not going to suffer in them.
Do I allow anybody to drive my
Yeah.
car? Generally, no.
I suffer in yours.
This
Every
is
time I
like,
get out of that car, one side of my hip is
my
numb.
longest relationship
Yeah.
to date. And it's
Alex
really
liked it,
nerve-wracking.
Japanese sizing is a little bit smaller than American sizing. I realized that the hard way. when I
Yeah.
And I
ordered them.
trust those people that we put together to drive it, and I'm really interested
That's what I like.
to hear the feedback, see what goes on.
He's not even
and
plugging
in the
his
hands of
tuners, I
somebody
think,
who's
to those who
skilled,
put it together.
see what my bits can do.
Here we go.
Got some good bits.
See what this thing does. Sounds like a BMW.
Sounds like a BMW. It's got 160,000
You and I
miles.
had the same reaction at the same time. 160,000? Holy moly.
That window.
Might be a different engine, but still, that's a lot on that chassis. Oh! Oh, we're good, we're good.
Saved it.
How are the brakes?
Brake fade?
160 to nothing is never good.
No,
Whoa.
down to second gear, so yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, ran a little long the second time on the braking. But they're good. It's all good.
Gee, looked like you almost understeered into the tires. I got my heart racing.
Ooh, that was close.
Whoa, 12.7. That's like the slowest so far?
Well, of the ones that have made it, because I asked them.
Dude, they had such an advantage. Do you see the temperature outside on the speedo there?
What was it?
84 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
God. We did this in like 105, 110.
Mustang time.
But I have recently been spoiled by spending time in the new Shelby GT500, which is
Fantastic
a factory performance special of incredible power and speed and poise, and it's just a lot better than the other regular Mustangs. So I actually feel like this one, which is a Pro-Charged GT, for me, is for where my brain is calibrated, is a bit of a step backwards.
Makes sense.
So I'm very vocal about
The DCT
not being
is so
a huge
quick in
fan
the
of
new GT500.
Mustangs, and
Aw,
I
come on,
feel a little
Emelia.
bad about that because I know
At
a
least you
lot
feel
of people
bad.
have such a love and appreciation
Yeah.
for them. For me
She's a Chevy
personally,
girl,
I
too.
haven't been able to find the love and
Hey
appreciation
man,
that a
when
lot
you
of Ford
drift,
owners
it's
have
all
for
about the
Mustangs.
LS.
Yeah.
Like,
I know
how many
Emelia's a
people
Chevy
run
fan,
Ford Coyotes in their drift
Hopefully
car?
by the end of this, I can convince
Not
her
as
to.
but
All the
put a Ford in her
Mustangs?
lineup.
they're more expensive.
But who runs the LS?
Guys, they started with a
Everybody?
That's because you can get an LS for $400.
But the platform bump from the GT to the GT350 to the GT500 is significant.
I had no idea
There's
what
nothing
crazy bump the
about
GT350 to the
building this car that's
GT500
breaking
now
new
is.
ground.
It's a
a centrifugal
significant bump.
supercharger. It makes like
After
630
seeing,
tires. It has the
GT500
basics
going
of
to 5.2 in my
well-rounded
Mustang
build,
for time
but
attack.
it's in
Be
very
able to rev
tough
it to
company.
9.
Yes, please.
And the
Yeah.
factory specials from Ford right now are very, very good.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
I'm
hard
curious-
to compete with that,
Yeah.
man.
I'm curious about the new Mach 1 because, they're discontinuing the GT350, but they're going to have that suspension. in
Yeah.
Mach 1.
No, I don't know anything about it. I'm excited to see. Ooh.
Stop climbing.
Sounds awesome.
Man, it's climbing.
Taking some time though.
Yeah. Is he gonna hit 150?
The higher gears, it's quick from like 50 to 100.
Just sort of ran out of power.
Yeah, I was in fifth. Okay.
Good, fourth pulled good.
It's that double overdrive in those
hesitated,
MT82s.
and I started to look at gauges, trying to make sure nothing was wrong, but it just didn't go much faster. But still pretty quick.
Didn't boogie.
Yeah.
It might be good on the track though.
Oh, 146 is not 150. Neither is 148.
146 is not 150. We found that out
Guys,
too.
days at the track are really fun for everybody until there's a massive fire. Then they suck really bad. That's why we've put these Halgard units.
I'm so curious what my time is for the Subaru. They didn't let me know what the times were. I know they're fast though. Like,
you're not gonna know until December.
I don't think it was like 11, 12 seconds. I'm thinking I was closer to like 8, 9 maybe. 10. I don't think like when I was. It didn't feel like 10 seconds. It felt like.
My name's Cody Jenkins. I brought a 2001 Honda S2000.
Yes.
And I came from West Palm Beach, Florida.
The Honda S2000.
Like we said, we ran into a buddy earlier who has a
S2002. 1970 S2002.
Yep.
Second you're in it, it reminds you of I have 600 horsepower.
Well, I love the S2000.
It's like an angry little dog.
The spirit of this event, this is a complete build. This is from a, 180 horsepower car to now like a 700 horsepower car. That is what this show is about. And I'm excited. I hope that car does well. It looks like he built it for the track. And he's got the aero, he's got the brakes, he's got the power.
That is a bona fide track car.
Is the power going to be too much? Is it going to work well together?
Nah,
is
never
the
too much.
S2000 enough of a platform to start with to compete with all these other big cars?
This S2K was definitely quick. It was quick. It just looked gnarly.
It for like 9,000
this thing is
RPM.
500 pounds lighter and everything. It's a go-kart.
Everyone's smiling about the S2000.
How much did he say? How much lighter?
Builder loves everything about it. He's got a dial that literally you can turn it to 11.
How many people get to drive this other than me?
Turn it to 11.
Now, nobody, pretty much. Before the turbo build, a couple.
If I was going to pick one of these cars as far as what sort of is all about, I'm going to say the S2000. The S2000 is an all-around build.
Yes. This is probably the closest car that the Subaru is to.
Just one guy writing a check and saying, "Give me car, please."
That'd be great. Can you imagine the Subaru versus the S2000 in the finale?
I think my chances are pretty good. It's set up really well as a diverse.
We don't know who won though.
For anything
I don't
from
know. No idea who won.
Good power.
Just know that we survived
like that.
the gauntlet.
So I think it'll do pretty well.
Did we? I don't know. I am posting videos of the Subaru, so clearly it did survive something. Damn.
Climb, baby, climb.
It's fast, but it's not. Each digital readout isn't reading 10 more miles per hour every time it reads out like the Porsche.
I'll tell you one thing. With that speed, he's going to be able to probably brake pretty late with how light it is and hit corners pretty quick. Yeah, it's a bona fide track car, like I said. Solid. 161. It's a quick little car.
Zoom.
Nasty little buzzy bee, isn't it? It's fast as all get out.
Move your leg over here. The heat coming off of these brakes hitting against my leg right now.
Yeah, it's like bleaching your pants.
Oh my gosh, that beeping noise just brings me back to high school. Back, you know?
11.4. What? I thought that thing would be way faster. What, 700?
Strong in the lead, you'll notice the Viper and S2K springing up.